Hello guys, this is your boy Albert from Kingdom Financial. In this video, we are going to have an outlook of some of the currency pairs for the coming week. So we're going to focus on gold, pound USD, and AUD USD. As always, this is not a financial advice, but this is for educational purposes only. So without wasting much time, let's jump straight into our chart. So we are going to begin with gold. Okay, we are going to begin with gold and we start from monthly. Okay, so we're going to do a top-down analysis really, and we can see from the monthly chart that this is soaring higher. Okay, this is soaring higher from the monthly chart. So again, as the saying goes, do not trade against the trend. We'll be looking forward for only buy. Okay, now with that in mind, let's move to the weekly time frame. Now for the weekly time frame, we having the same thing over here. So we have series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, we have series of higher highs and higher lows. So for instance, when we look at the weekly time frame, this was our break of structure right there. Okay, to the upside. Okay, because this is our break of structure, this now becomes our external low. Okay, this becomes our external low, and that becomes our external high. Okay, that becomes our external high right over there. Okay, cool. So again, we're looking for buys, but where exactly should we be looking to place or to take our trades? And that's the purpose for this video. So let's move to the daily time frame. Now looking at the daily time frame again is something very interesting over here. The market is still in a bullish trend. Okay, the market is still in a bullish trend, and like I said, we had this break of structure. Okay, so we saw this from the weekly time frame. We had this break of structure, so this becomes our external low. Okay, this becomes our external low, and up there becomes the external high. Okay, we have external high over there, right? So again, we'll be looking for only buy. So the focus or where we'll be looking to trade is this point over here. So we just focusing on this area alone, nothing else. Okay, so we're focusing on this area alone. Now, moving to the 4 hour time frame. Now, looking at the 4 hour time frame, I'm gonna clean all this so we have a clean chart. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, it looks as if we're going to have a break of structure to the downside, indicating a change of character, but that did not happen from here. Okay, so this was a false break of structure or change of character, right? So this was a false one, right? After this one, again the market moved the downside, and again we still seeing series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, up to the upside, right? Okay, now to the 1 hour chart. Okay, to the 1 hour chart again, let me draw the break of structure to the upside. So this is the break of structure to the upside. Okay, remember we are in a bullish trend. So with that said, this becomes our low and that becomes our high. Okay, so this point here becomes our low. Okay, so our high is right there and our low is right there. Okay, external high and low is right there. So what's going to happen is that because we've had this break of structure to the upside, and clearly from the top down analysis we see that the market is in a bullish trend, we're only looking to buy. So I'm going to pull my Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high. Okay, so from this low to the high right there. Right, cool. Now what we are going to do over here is that we don't just take a buy. For instance, if the market break this external high. Okay, so we're not going to take our trade if the market break this external high. Now what we're looking for, or what we waiting for, is that now we can see that there is a fair value gap right there. Because of the fib we can't see, but let me zoom in. So there's a fair value gap right there. Okay, there's a fair value gap right here. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Let me change the color and maybe right. So there's a fair value gap right there. So that's a market imbalance. Okay, so that's the fair value gap. So ideally, what we're waiting for, if you understand the difference between premium and discount, so we don't take trade in premium, we take trade in discount. So that's the purpose for the FIP, or that's the purpose for the Fibonacci retracement. So as you can see, from the 0 point to the 50 is going to be our premium zone, and from the 50 all the way up to the 100 is going to be our discount. Okay, so we only look forward to take trade in our discount zone. That is, I think, let me draw this to make it clear. Ideally, I'm anticipating that the market is going to, even though it's going to experience a rejection here and pull all the way down, okay, into this fair value back. Now notice the difference, or this point, the 62 and the 79% zone is what we call the OT. We wait for price to come all the way down to this point. Now many a times it doesn't get exactly to the OT or even at this range, okay, but here we see a fair value gap here, and we are anticipating that this fair value gap will be closed, and the fair value gap happens to fall within our OTE range. Okay, so I will be waiting for price to get into this OTE zone before taking my trade. So we take trade from here. So of course our stop is below that, and we'll target 1:2. 1:2 is all right, but if you want to target 1:3, that is also okay, right? So guys, this is the analysis for gold. Okay, this is the analysis for gold. Now mind you, if price should get into our discount zone, normally we don't take trade on the 1 hour chart. I mean, people do, but I personally don't do that. So what happens is that you will have to move to the lower time frame, either the 15 minutes or the 5 minutes. And what you're looking for is that you're looking for a change of character, right? You're looking for a change of character to the upside. And if you see a change of character to the upside, of course, it gives additional confluence for us to take a trade to the upside. Okay, right. So guys, that is for gold. Now let's move on to pound USD. Now, for pound USD, when we look at the daily chart, okay, we are we were in a bullish trend, as we can see. Okay, so we were in a bullish trend. Okay, and we had this was a false break, right? A false change of character. I believe this is also the same thing right here. Okay, but market pulled to the downside, so, and it pulled back. So we had this equal highs. Okay, we had this equal highs. Now remember, if you've been following us for a while, now anytime you have equal highs, now what market tend to do is that market will later come and sweep those equal highs, because that serves as a liquidity point. Market will come and sweep those equal highs, as we see over here, before pulling to the opposite direction, just as we've seen over here. Okay, so now the market pulled down, and now we see the market creating series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, market creating series of higher highs and higher lows. So ideally, again, we'll be looking for buys in this market. So let's move to the 4 hour time frame. I'm going to clean all these. We see now from the 4 hour time frame, we see something similar from the daily time frame. So the market is in a bullish trend. Okay, the market is in a bullish trend, and we see in this um, potential change of character. Yeah, we see in this potential change of character, even though it was not confirmed on this particular candlestick over here. But let's move to the 1 hour time frame to see if this was confirmed. Now, the reason why we're going to treat this as a change of character ideally is because we're having an uptrend. Okay, we're having an uptrend over here. Okay, so the market moved to the upside. Okay, and we had this low over here and this high over here. Okay, so this is our change of character right there. Yeah, this is our change of character right over there because the market did close um, below. Okay, the market did close below that. Right. Okay, now this is, of course, this is debatable. Other traders may say that okay, they'll wait for the market to close up below this week before they can consider this as a change of what character. Okay, that's why it's always good to um, also have in mind or have what is happening in the DXY, the dollar index as well. Okay, so I treat this as a change of character. Right now, if it's a change of character to the up to the downside, of course we don't just enter sell because this close below this line. Okay, now again what we do is that we pick our Fibonacci retracement, we draw it from the low to the high. Okay, we draw it from the low to the high. Remember what I said, from 0 to 50 is the premium zone, and from 51 to 100 is the discount, and we only look forward to buy from our discount zone, not the premium. Remember, we buy low, we sell high. Okay, so what is happening here is that now if this market has closed below, and this is of course a confirmed change of character, we will wait for price to retrace into our discount zone. Okay, we wait for price to retrace into our discount zone. Now look very closely that we have some imbalances over here. Okay, so there's this fair value gap right here. Okay, there's this fair value gap right here. So I mean, we will not be surprised if the market should come all the way to this point before pulling to the downside again if it's a strong change of character. Okay, so notice that apart from this point over here, this is the fair value gap here, there's no imbalance because the candle closed all points. Okay, there's no imbalance, the candle closed all points. So what ideally we'll wait to see is that we wait for price to retrace back into our discount zone. And again, if we have this confirmation on the 1 hour chart, that means we have to switch to the lower time frame, 15 minutes or 5 minutes, and we will look for a change of character to the downside. And now we take our trade. Okay, we take our trade. So again, this is subjective. If you treat this as a change of character, ideally this is how you should proceed. Okay, this is how you should proceed. Then when it enters our discount zone, ideally we will look forward to enter our trade. Okay, and target this low right there. Okay, we target this low right there. Okay guys, so that's for pound USD. Let's move on to the AUD USD. Okay, I mean it's something similar. Okay, we having the market pulling to the upside. Okay, yeah, so we are currently on the 4 hour time frame. We have the market pulling to the upside. Okay, so we're creating series of higher highs and higher lows. So we had this break of structure, we had this break of structure and all that. Okay, now this, okay, let me, now this is not a change of character because it did not close below. Okay, it did not close below, so this is not a change of character. So I call this potential change of character until we have a real change of what, change of character, because the market is in uptrend, and we just want to see if the market is changing trend. So the market got rejected, sorry, the price got rejected right at this point here. The price got rejected right at this point right here. So again, this is not a change of character. However, I mean, in the coming days on Monday, if we should get a break below this level here, then that will be a confirmed change of character. And we'll patiently wait to see if we have additional confluences to take a trade to the downside. Okay, but if not, then the market is still up, and we look forward to take trades to the upside. Now, with that said, there are some imbalances over here. Okay, so this was a fair value gap, and the market has closed and is left with this tiny one. Okay, there's another one right here. Okay, there's an imbalance right there as well. Okay, there's an imbalance right there as well, and we can see another one here as well. Okay, so there are a lot of imbalances right here that the market can potentially come up to what come up to fill. Okay, and I believe there's one up there as well. Okay, so there's one very tiny, but of course, there's one up here. So the market can always come up to fill this before moving to the downside. Again, this will be a strong fair value gap or gap to fill if there is a real change of character, because we will expect price to come to these zones of imbalance before pulling to the downside. Okay, guys, so this is the outlook for these currency pairs. So as always, if there are any questions, let me know in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer. So thank you guys, and happy trading, guys.